Sakai Fish Farm. You no doubt know the name. This is one of the best koi farms in the world, if not the very best. Once described to me as the industrial mass production of koi by a client, this place has produced more grand champions than anywhere else in history. It's remarkable. Today, we're going to answer one big question. Are these koi worth the money, and do they live up to the hype? Now, Sakai Fish Farm, I've invested heavily in these fish in the past 2 years. Typically, how I always like to do it, rather than just talk about it, I like to get balls deep and actually get the hands-on practical learning. There's no better way to learn about a koi or a bloodline than actually raising the fish yourself. Now, it's been a hard nut to crack. It is ultra competitive buying at this place. Do not underestimate just how tough it is to get fish. We see prices in auctions just disproportionate amounts compared to other farms. This place lives in its own bubble. It's remarkable. And the strategy I've had to devise in order to get fish is investing incredibly heavily in batches of very high level small fish out of the auctions. These fish, it's always an interesting concept this, although they're being sold by the farm, so technically rejected, they're far from rejects. These fish at other breeders, smaller breeders in Niigata, I believe would be better than the tatigoi, the fish they're keeping as their very, very best fish. But in order to do it, and in line with my usual philosophies of buying large batches in order to get a small quantity of high-level fish, the typical way it works in the koi industry, I've had to invest tens of thousands in each batch in order to get it done. Now, to start, I'm going to get you inspired. I've got a collection that I bought roughly as 12 to 14 centimeter toe size 2 years ago now that I've been raising through. They've been featured on the channel quite a lot. I'll pop some links in the description. You can catch up on those videos and see the journey beforehand. But some of those, the absolute best, I've been growing through to Sansai this year, and they're absolutely remarkable. They're all certificated. We can get an idea of seeing them beforehand. So let's dive in and take a look. This is all of the pieces that I've got still in the growing pond, and honestly there's some just remarkable fish from a mix of all the different parent sets as well. Sakai at this level certificate all of the fish to prove their origin, but each fish individually we've got the parent set noted. We'll get to it later in the video, but this is an incredibly important part and a main part of the reason why they command the values that they do. It's nice to have this information to look back on, to see that journey so far. Yeah, even looking back here now, it's quite remarkable. This is one exception in there. This is from their Super Mango parent set, a unique kawarigoi. However, big farms like this with the bloodlines that they have, every now and again have to bring in foreign blood, which is really complicated for them and difficult, and they don't want to obviously dilute the quality that they've got. In this particular case, this line produced some phenomenal fish, karashigoi, benigoi, but as well as that, I think the main reason that they did it was to produce a new Go-Sanki bloodlines. You can actually see that forming as Kohaku was one of the things they actually crossed with karashigoi, and the very reason you can see their Kohaku pattern just transferring across with the yellow. There's a mix of males and females in here. I see them because I know that's two phenomenal male pieces. But as you're going to get to learn with Sakai, it just doesn't make any difference. The two I've chosen, two Sankis and actually two males, and there's a reason that I've done that as well. Sanki is probably, when I think of Sakai, Sanki is the bit that absolutely comes to mind first of all. He has a very specific style, and it's a clean cut style of Sanki that has a lot of sumo sumi, sumi on the white skin, and this really tight, well-balanced placement. It's unbelievable. These are also two male fish, so it really demonstrates, I think it hits home the message of the body characteristic. Sakai overall, and every breeder tends to have in the big bloodlines, an overarching characteristic is the unique body form, the power shoulders, the height and the hump above the head. Very few. It's actually now become a commonplace expectation. It's crazy. It originated at Sakai, however, and it's become so big in koi in Japan that it's now an expectation amongst all breeders, but all breeders can't achieve it. These are showing the signs, and even as male fish, they're showing the signs. But first, we look at this sumi placement look, and I think these two fish just epitomize Sakai Sanki for me in how they look. And you can see this look, small sumi, refined sumi. Its placement, it's almost like it's drawn on, and you see this happen so many times in Sakai Sanki, it blows my mind. The way it forms as well is really unique. A lot of this sumi actually materializes in the top of the skin. It comes up where you've seen nothing, there's no underlying sumi that you see. It comes up, it appears in small pieces, and before you know it, there's a full-blown, tight, uniform block of sumi. We get that nice mix of the Subo sumi, where the sumi sits on the white skin, on the shiroji, and Kasane sumi as well, where it sits on the beni. Like I say, look at the fish. These epitomize the style that I expect to see, and finding this Sanki at other places is not easy to do. It's this part that I really want to focus on. The big heads, it's even in the male fish here, don't forget that part. But it's this, as we look kind of square on at the fish, this hump, this power in the shoulder region. Some of them, I mean, are just crazy. We'll no doubt have a couple of examples. As they get older, this becomes more and more powerful. It's insane. See it here again, look as well. But then the whole volume that's forming, the power in the backbones, the power in the peduncle here. We see it again even as male fish, the thickness. It's crazy. Don't underestimate, we see this in Sakai fish so much, but don't underestimate how hard that is to achieve. It's a Sakai trait that so many others are aspiring to have. And just look at it, its depth of red, its shine. And there's still so much pigment to come from this as well. I often explain it, you see within the scale, this thick red line where all the pigment sits. Even with this deep, rich red already, there's still so much more to come from it. And in this one, we see the same. This has also got the really unique shine to it. Look, we see the row of scales along here. The only other place we've generally seen that is in Takano Sanki. And we know that Takano, actually his bloodline was heavily based off a cross of Sakai and Marido. The essence of Sakai Sanki. Male, female, it doesn't discriminate. His male fish can grow phenomenally big with all the same characteristics. They're just dreamy. Sakai is known for all three Go Sanki, and we're going to look at the other two parts here. Kohaku and Sanki are the primary production, and Showa is a variety they are really trying to actively crack, and we'll see more of the next evolution of that towards the end of the video. However, for now, this Kohaku, I've been raising this fish since it was here at Tosai. It was around 15 cm. Right now it's hitting around 58, 59, still growing. The target right now with this for the end of this season is 65. The Showa, you'll already see, take note of that to see exactly how it's evolved. This is from the Bluebird line, one of the most prominent ones up till now. It's doing incredibly well. It's been a prime example. I think the Kohaku, however, absolutely epitomizes the essence of Sakai Kohaku. So let's have a look. You see me grinning now, look already. I'm just looking at this going, oh my goodness. In fact, you just don't need words from me. Let's just look at it. I could spot that fish in a pool of many, many others and know that's from Sakai. You see the beni. Oh my, it's just, I mean, that body look I've spoke about, just look at it. It's like a battleship. Absolutely insane. This one's female. It's got the volume. It's got this power here, look, in the peduncle. The huge broad head, then this power over the shoulders. The fish is insanity. It really is. And like I say, it's just the essence of what they do. And still so much room for it to improve, become bigger. Let's not forget everything Sakai does. It's a jumbo bloodline. They produce it. The size So many now champion fish, 95 a meter. They're surpassing a meter as well. It's insane. The Showa, and this has been a remarkable one. Let's just have a quick look again. Look where we started, around the same size to where we're at today. It's doing really, really well. Now, like I say, this is a variety. I don't believe Sakai right now think they've cracked it. They're certainly not doing mass numbers. Bluebird, the parent fish of this one, has been one of the most prominent in recent years. I really like this fish. Showa body can be the real hard bit to crack, and I have seen it with some of the other younger ones. They're a lot more of a traditional kind of Showa body line at the moment, which is a bit heavier on the shoulders and around the belly region. This really seems to be doing the business though, holding up really well. Sumi's been progressing really nicely and is still doing, even through the warmer months at the moment, which has been nice to see. It's going to be important being a Sakai fish. The expectation is the fish will have the body and those huge size characteristics. I know they're actively working on it, because as we get to it, we're moving from Bluebird now down to Scorpion. Something I clicked onto this year and was really hot on it. Actually made me get my hand in my pocket when I weren't planning to. I think the next evolution and step in this is here, and it's looking good. For now, however, again, you just see here shining through the quality. They are both female fish in here. From what I see in that Showa and the batch we're going to look at, there's a lot there getting me excited. Right, so now I want to provide a bit of context around Sakai and something that actually makes it difficult to get hold of the quality Sakai fish, the price. But I also want to explain and help you understand why they're commanding the price that they do. It's not just all hype, it's not good marketing, it's because there's real depth and substance to this. Not only are they renowned for winning award after award and pretty much guaranteed that in the right conditions you can get the size, there's a lot that sits behind all of that. And it primarily points to the bloodline development and the Sakai family tree. There is so much here to actually show the consistency, the quality. Many of the fish on this, and this is available on their website, many of the fish on here are being grand champion and award winners themselves, and we see how over the years the different parent fish have produced the next generation. The clever bit to this, and the bit they have to balance, which is why I believe we've seen the Karashi here, is that so many other breeders these days have used Sakai fish in the creation of their own Gosanki bloodlines. There's very few bloodlines out there or other breeders that Sakai can actually go to visit to buy new parent fish in order to dilute the blood of their own, in order to stop heavy inbreeding. And I believe that's why we saw the creation of the Karashi Super Mango line. It's quite a common technique these days. Sakai needs size, but also they need foreign blood, and they don't need inferior quality. So I believe, and we see it here actually in the family tree, how Karashi actually led to a new impact parent fish and bloodline from there. So the price of real quality fish from Sakai is a massive problem. I visit the farm so many times. The base level for what I would call reject fish, in all honesty, is still prohibitive. The Asian market goes mad for Sakai, which has shoved the prices massively up in recent years. Auctions came into it. The real reason that happened was actually as an operational move to consolidate the sales into fixed time periods, but also to make it fair. Which is really, really important, and something Sakai really do honour. It's difficult to go there outside of an auction and get the quality level that you want. The best fish at the times go into those auctions. For me, having seen this, I wanted to see if I could use my techniques in the way that I run my business here as a farm in order to make these Sakai fish a bit more accessible. What I've done in the past 2 years is invest tens of thousands of pounds in batches of Tosai out of them auctions at small sizes. We're talking 12 to 14 cm. I've had to get the numbers in order to make it work. What that's enabled me to do, however, is not only produce fish like you've just seen previously, which are still very expensive fish, but actually the exciting part has come from everything in between that process. Because as I've gone along raising those fish, there's been Many different levels come off of there, but primarily, in the moment I'm most proud of, is last year we produced a number of Nisai that were great quality, both male and female, that sold for between 500 and £1,000. That is still a lot of money, but in the realms of Sakai and what I know and I've witnessed, it's peanuts. It's absolutely nothing. One of the last auctions that I've watched now, in fact 2 years in a row, the Sakai Cup Tosai, jumbo Tosai that gets sold, I've seen fish that I call them a nothing fish. By that, there's quality there, yes, but I don't see any particular show potential or anything like that in the future. And I've watched them sell for tens of thousands of pounds per fish. I've seen frequent numbers of fish over 50,000 and multiple over 100,000 pounds. You don't get to see that, but believe me, it's happening, and it's happening en masse. I couple that with my experience as pondside, when I've managed to get high-end fish opened up for particular clients. This farm is not messing around. A few £1,000 doesn't get very far. Hence, and I say it again, why I've took this huge risk for 2 years now. Having seen the results from the first batch, it inspired me with the second, but completely worth it, I think, to be able to make Sakai fish of a quality even more accessible. So this year, after telling myself I wasn't going to do it again, it got to the second to last Sakai auction, and the batches, and to be fair, that was part of the reason. I don't think the batches I'd saw previous to this were as good as I'd purchased last year. However, these came up, they looked insane, and they were heavily dominated by Showa, Tosai Showa from this new Scorpion Bloodline. Now, I'm yet to learn the full depths of it, but to me, I'm guessing it's the next iteration of Sakai Showa, and I was really impressed with what I saw, really impressed. So decided to go for it, and did absolutely go for it once again. Now, these are nowhere near where I want them right now. The growing period for these is going to extend right on to the end of the year, because they came in a bit later. I've also been struggling to balance the different sizes with the lack of available ponds. However, what I've seen so far and seen in these Showa is remarkable. Just see here again, look, Sakai, Kohaku, look at it, that beni. It's just not normal. Look how intense it is, the huge hump, powerful backbone forming in that. And then these Showa, look, this is starting to get serious now. I'm looking at that just going, wow. The body power, the beni, the sumi, oh my goodness. And it's not the only fish. To say they're not the absolute peak right now because they're right in the growing phase, but look at this, Showa after Showa, all from that same Scorpion parent set. I think they're superb and really getting exciting now. Just look at those heads on every one of them. Can't wait to learn more about it, and I will be doing when I'm there this autumn. This is exciting. And while we're looking, let's not forget the Sakai Sanki. I mean, look at it. And I say it again, this quality level, I mean, this is just an absolute dream. Look, 4-step Marathon. This quality level that I get to buy at the auction, they go for considerable sums. Given the size they come in at, you know, these were around 12 to 15 centimeters. Again, it's very prohibitive, I think, because it's incredibly risky. But I think you've learnt by now, I know what I'm doing with these things, and I need to get the maximum out of them. And that's what's happening here again. But this crop, I believe, could be producing even better fish than last year's at the end of it. So I hope from this, you can see and you agree, Sakai Fish Farm, I think, more than live up to their own hype. It's remarkable what they've created and consistently do year on year. Continuous reinvestment. The place gets bigger and bigger. Honestly, when you go there, it's like a small village. They don't hold back. They don't rest on their reputation. They continue to push, strive, and go forth. I can see this place costing me tens and tens of thousands every year, but I'm going to enjoy every moment and every penny of it that I spend. Having these here, being able to raise them, to me the difference is clear. This place is special. right up there, possibly as the most special place in koi.